Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm really sorry I missed this last week. I've just gone live with doing my private readings and I'm so happy and so excited to finally be able to read for you all. So I'll leave the information for that down in the description box below if you would like to book a reading with me. You can email me at kirstieLewisreadings@outlook.com and I'll be happy to respond to any questions or queries that you have. The real ladies were voted for over on Instagram. Now, if you want to be involved with who I read for next, then head over to my Instagram because that's where I hold all my polls. But without further ado, let's get into reading for the ladies of the real. Now, I've wanted to read for these ladies for a super long time. Spirits called me to do it a little bit differently because we are reading for 4 different people here. So first of all, I actually have a set of 4 candles, which I've never really wanted to use, but I felt pulled to use them this time. So we've got the dream candle, the wish candle, the hope candle and the love candle. And I asked who Spirit wanted each candle to signify. So for dream we have Tamera, for wish we have Loni Love, for hope we have Jeannie Mai, and for love we have Adrienne Bailon. I was pulled to choose 3 tarot cards and 1 simple answers card for each person. We are going to be starting with Tamera, so let's get started. Okay, the energy around Tamera at the moment, I don't feel it's the best. Okay, I feel like Tamera is actually suffering with some kind of depression or anxiety, and she's dealing with the loss. I know she's had a lot of losses in her life recently, but she's actually she's been struggling recently to actually process the grief. I feel like she's been taking a lot more absences and a lot more leave, okay? And I feel like it's because she's just not coping so well. I feel she's a very positive person and she tries to always look on the bright side of the light, on the bright side of life, and she is a fighter, but at the moment she's struggling just a little bit, okay? So these are the cards that we have for Tamera. We've got the Sun reversed, the Hermit, the High Priestess, okay, and we've got it's not an emergency. Okay, actually I'm gonna do this a little bit differently because I don't feel like any of these are reversed. I could not disagree more with I could not agree more with these cards, okay? I feel like there's a pregnancy coming for Tamera as well. I feel like if she's not pregnant right now, there's an unexpected pregnancy. There's a lot of emotional things going on in her body, which is why I feel like we've got it's not an emergency here. And I feel like a lot of it's down to stress, but a lot of it could be down to pregnancy, which is why I want to put her as pregnant right now. We've got the Sun here, which talks about a new beginning, okay, so that for me represents new life, okay? I do feel like she could be pregnant, but also finding herself after all of the pain that she's been through, because I don't feel like her marriage has been fabulous. It hasn't been terrible, like I said, but it hasn't been great. She's had family losses, like actual physical grief, and she's trying to find the balance and find herself. So I could see there's like a reinvention for Tamera in the way she looks, okay? And there's also another business project for her away from the real. Again, I just see the absences from the show, so it's like she's pouring a lot of love into herself and she's saying, I have to take a break. It's the Hermit card. It's the stepping away, the isolating yourself, the pulling yourself into recovery almost, okay? In terms of questions that some of you asked, someone asked, can you ask about Tamera and how she feels about the media thinking her husband is racist? And is Adrienne really leaving the real? And someone else also asked, actually I think this is the same guy. Oh no, someone else, look very similar. Someone asked about Tamera and Adrienne's relationship. So something is going on here. There's Tamera, when I pick up on her, I pick up on her very empathetically, so I can really feel her emotion, and I feel the tears on her face, and I feel just extremely sensitive and emotional with her, okay? Which is why she's retreated. I don't see her on the show. Not that she's gone permanently, but she's 100% taken a step back. Like I said, I don't have access to watch the reel, so you'll have to confirm that for me. But I see like people stepping in and doing guest appearances for her. because I see her having to pull back. Again, because I think she's pregnant and she's dealing with like morning sickness issues and things like that, which could be the strain between her and Adrienne, because I know Adrienne wants a baby, but we'll get on to that. I picked that up from the very beginning, but we all know that anyway. But that could be the strain between them two, because Tamera could feel guilty about it because Adrienne is struggling becoming pregnant. But she is extremely stressed. I see Tamera losing a lot of weight. In terms of her husband being a racist, yeah, Tamera's not coping too well with anything. Not just in regards to any backlash she's had. I mean, I personally didn't know Adam was being considered a racist. But she's not coping too well with anything, okay? A new beginning is coming for her, but she's having to step back. It's nothing serious, but she is seriously stressed. Now, we have the High Priestess card, which talks about secrets. Hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, things going on behind the curtains. This card symbolises a few things for me for Tamera, okay? Firstly, it symbolises that she is doing something away from the real, something that she's not sharing with everybody yet. There is another business venture there for Tamera, okay? Can't put my finger on what it is, because on one hand I get it's something to do with beauty and regime and skincare and healthy living, and on the other hand I get that it's acting, so it could be one or both, or two separate ventures, I don't know. So that's one thing. There's another project that she's working on. Second thing is she's hiding her feelings, okay? So when she's on the show, she feels like she has to mask over and she has to just get up and get on. And she's not that kind of person. She's tried to be. She's tried to just be like, no, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to be fine. She's not. She's too much of a sensitive flower to be marching on, okay? Adrienne is worried, okay? Because Adrienne, the last thing, I think out of all of these women, the last person who would want the real to end is Adrienne. So that's where that conflict is coming in. It's not a conflict. It's not a conflict. That's not the right word. It's an upset. There is marital issues there. They'll work through it because Tamera is a pleaser and she wants to please. Loni's very in the middle of all of this, so let's pull on Loni Love. Loni is very much in the middle of all of this. She's very much in the middle, right, Loni? Okay. There is something going on here behind the scenes, because Loni's energy is like, can we just stop? I can just see her wanting to pull her hair out and be like, can we just stop this? This is stupid. Because she's the mama bear of the show. And Loni is just looking like, what the hell? Does Loni have more authority over this show than the other girls? Does Loni have more authority over this show than the other girls? Because I feel like she's got more to lose and she's got to be the responsible one. I feel like she feels like she has to be the responsible one. So we've got the Three of Swords reversed here, which talks about chaos, okay? I feel like it's really funny that this is the Three of Swords and not the Four of Swords, okay? Because the Four of Swords reversed also symbolises similar thing. But the reason I feel like this is three is because, like I said, we've got Tamar. We haven't even got there yet. Tamera, Adrienne, and then Loni in the middle. And Jeannie, like I said, she's not getting involved. Jeannie's very, very smart at not getting involved. But Loni's right in the middle because she loves Tamera and she loves Adrienne, okay? There will be a truce, they will come together, they will have to sit down, they will have to talk it out. Mama Bear doesn't like her cubs not getting along, not in harmony. And I feel like this is the first time as a foursome, as the four of them, that they've experienced this. So it's difficult, okay? And I feel like there were words that were said, that's it. Because it's nothing angry, it's not like they were screaming and shouting. There were words that were said that were taken to heart. And I feel like the words came from Adrienne to Tamera, because Tamera is her heart chakra is just, I feel extremely, extremely emotional with her, and it's really upset her. okay? Not the only thing that's upset her, and it's not the only reason she's not present, but it's one of the reasons. Okay, we then in the middle have the Four of Pentacles with Loni, which talks about stability and confidence. So what you've worked for is finally secured. Loni has been through it, okay? Loni has been through it. She's got life experience, okay? She's been through everything you can think of. She's had marriages, she's had pregnancies, she's had, you know, she's been through life, okay? She's very wise. And I can see Loni almost, the reason that they're taking me down that avenue is because I almost want to put her on an advice column. So I don't know whether that's coming for Loni. I also see a new direction for the real. This card symbolises travel and taking new directions, okay? I see new directions for the real. So each one of those girls, I don't know whether this is something they do already, but the last time I kind of looked at the real, they did everything together. So the food segments they did together, the style segments they did together, the talking to celebrities they did together. I feel like they want to break it up, okay? So I feel like they'll do the hot topics or the talk, that's Wendy, sorry, whatever they call it, girl talk or whatever, they'll do that together. But then I feel like each one of them has their own little speciality. And I feel like Loni could have her own advice section. Jeannie can have her own style section. Adrienne can have her own sex and relationship section. And Tamar could do, I keep calling Tamera Tamar. Tamar's energy wants to come in. Tamera could do her own mum section, and I feel like they want to break it up like that, and I feel like that would be really successful. So I feel like looking forward, Loni is thinking about, okay, this has been great, we've built a firm foundation for the real, we've stepped our foot in the door, but how can we sustain that? How can we go forward? How can we keep this implemented? And the reason I know that they are going to start exploring new things and the show is going to change slightly is because next we have the Eight of Wands, which talks about opportunities. How can I make this show sustainable? What else can we do? How far can we take this? Where else can this go? And over the next 2 years, I feel like we're going to start to see the show change slightly. I feel like we will see Jeannie Mai's 10 minutes of style section. We will see Lonely Love giving advice and relationships. But again, there's personal projects for her. There's charitable work for her to go and do. There's an advice column. And I don't want to say she's going to do her own show, but I could see like her own radio talk show or something like that, where she gives advice. Because I feel like she's at a stage in her life where she's happy. The man she's with is going to be there long term. I do see that. I do see them walking the long term distance together. And she's now at a stage where she can take everything she's been through and start sharing it with other people. So look out for that for Loni, because I do feel like that is coming. Okay, I feel like that's everything for Loni. Positive lady, bubbly lady, lovely lady. Okay. Jeannie Mai. Okay, Jeannie. Literally living on the years that she missed. A lot of years in her marriage, okay? Jeannie missed a lot of years in her marriage. That's what I want to say. Yeah. It's funny that. Funny that. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, I'm happy to see that. Jeannie Mai is someone who irritates me a little bit, but I secretly like her. Okay. She will get her happy ending. There are things that happened in Jeannie Mai's marriage that we don't even know yet. And I feel like legally Jeannie can't talk about them yet. But I don't know if she's said this yet or whether she's yet to say this. But I feel like there will be a book or something that she releases about her marriage and what really happened and all of the truth, her truth. I feel like it could even be called My Truth. My Truth. I feel like it could be called that. Jeannie had her fun dating. She didn't rush into anything because I feel like Jeannie, through what she's been through in her life, understands the importance of healing. And I feel like that's something in her culture that she understands the importance of as well. So I feel like she took her time with that and she didn't rush into anything. I feel like the man she's with could propose to her. I feel like the man she's with could convince her to have a child. The man she's with right now adores her in the way that she should be adored. Okay, good relationship. I know people are looking at, I don't know who the guy is, I know he's a rapper, I'm sure he's a rapper. I know people are looking at the relationship like, what? But let me tell you, these two are matched very well. They're a good match, okay? The Empress may predict marriage and pregnancy. I don't feel certain on the pregnancy, but the marriage, I definitely feel he could propose. It's not going to happen imminently because they have just got together, but I feel like going further down the line, 5 years down the line, there will be an engagement. She will say yes. He's going to have to work on that because she's been married before, and I don't feel like it's put her off completely, but it has disheartened her in terms of marriage just a little bit, but not really, because I feel like she's, again, someone who looks on the bright side, someone who's very positive, someone who believes that just because that doesn't work doesn't mean this won't. When she got into her previous marriage, she was a completely different person to the person she was when she came out of it, and the guy she's with now is a good match for her. They're good for each other. I feel like they're yin and yang, and they bring out the goodness in one another. The Knight of Pentacles, okay? The Knight representative of the man she is with. Again, if he asks you to, I mean, if you're watching Jeannie, if he asks you to marry him, just say yes, because he is a long-term partner for you and you would be happy long-term. Okay, his appearance reveals balance into her life that Freddie couldn't bring, because I feel like Freddie used to force it upon her, like, why don't you do, in a negative way. He used to have a negative impact, whereas this guy is like, I love this about you and I think you would be great at being a mum. I think you'd be great in the kitchen. I think you'd be great. He takes a positive, more Jeannie Mai aspect on the situation, and they relate to each other very well. I feel like there will be a move in with this man. I see them moving in together. She's taking it slow. She's in no rush, but they are very, very head over heels. Okay, I can feel the love and it's abundant. So I feel like there will be a move in together. I don't know if he's got kids. Maybe he's got kids. I know I saw her being maternal, but maybe it's to his kids, and that's why he's bringing it out of her, because I feel like he has children, and I feel like she's going to have a very good relationship with them. I don't know if he's got a boy and a girl, or just a girl, but I feel like he might already have kids, and that's why. Jeannie Mai's got to learn the balance between relationship and work, which is what she didn't have before in her previous relationship, which is why the Two of Pentacles does show up here. But regardless, I see a real positive path for Jeannie. Let's see what the cards say for Adrienne, and then we will conclude. So, right, Adrienne struggling for pregnancy. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that like that. I'm going to have that upright. Okay. I'm going to have that upright as well. Okay. Yeah, okay. Adrienne is, Adrienne thought that she would get married and she would get pregnant, and it would be as quick as that, and that would be it. But it's just not the case. She's struggling with it. She's trying everything. They're telling me she's trying everything. The diets, the exercise, the wives' tales. She's trying everything. I feel like the words that were said to Tamera were something along the lines of, just because you're a mum doesn't mean you can... Because I feel like Adrienne can have a very fiery, you know, as we see, she has a very fiery character, and I feel like Tamera might have just said something to her at the wrong time when she was feeling sensitive and insecure, and Adrienne bit back and said something like, just because you're a mum and you think you're perfect doesn't mean you can tell me what to do. And Tamera was taken back by it because they're friends, and Tamera was just trying to help. And Tamera being in the sensitive state she's in, that pushed her over the edge. And Adrienne also felt pure guilt for what she'd said. So there is a little bit of a sticky situation going on between them. Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, so the reversed wheel shows a downturn in fortune. You may have little influence over events at this time, but the situation will not prevail as the wheel goes against you, so it can again turn in your favour. She will be pregnant, okay? The reason I know she will be pregnant is because we do have the Five of Pentacles in the middle, which talks about hardship, so I do feel like she is struggling a bit with money as well. But then at the end of it, we have inheritance and happiness. Okay. Out of all of these, this makes sense now, because they were saying to me, out of all of them, Adrienne would be the most worried if the wheel was to end. And I'm thinking, why? You know, she could go on and do other things, but I think they're all financially secure. And I don't think that Adrienne's very good with money. Which is why we've got 2 money cards here. Because Adrienne, I feel at the moment, if the show is to end, she has no other income. Which brings, you know, why she started doing YouTube and all of that. Because she needs multiple income streams. She is the most worried if the show is to end because she doesn't know what she would do next. So, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, she is going through a little bit of a time as well, okay? A little bit different to Tamera in a different way. She's just struggling thinking, okay, I'm married and I'm here, but this isn't how I thought it was going to be. Not in terms of her marriage, because I feel like she does have a happy marriage. She has a partner she can rely on and he is completely there for her. Just in terms of, I thought I would be married, have a baby, have more money than I've got now, and I'm not, I don't have it. Okay, so there's a little bit of an insecurity with Adrienne around that. Okay, we then have the Five of Pentacles, the hardship about money. And the hardship with getting pregnant, because she is struggling. Spirit is telling her to stick with it because she will be pregnant in the next... She may have to go an alternative route with her pregnancy as well, which is going to be very difficult for her because that's not something she wanted to do. So she's having to come to terms with a lot of things because a lot of things aren't happening the way she thought they would happen. Okay. The last card we have for her is the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about inheritance and happiness. Okay. So in the end, she will have what she wants. I actually see her... No, they're his kids. Sorry, I saw her with a boy and a girl, but they're his kids. So she will have her own kid. She will have her own baby. Yeah, just one. Just one. She will have her own child, but they're just one. And to be honest, after the stress and the struggle she's gone through, one will be enough. She will reconcile with Tamera is coming up. Tamera will return to the show. They're just wrapping it all up for me now. They're bringing in Netflix. So I don't know how Netflix can... contrast with The Real. I don't think there are shows like The Real on Netflix. Okay, so I feel like they could be the first talk show to be put on that stream. That's it. There's not too much on Adrienne. She just wants that baby. It's coming, girl. It's coming. Right, last but not least, I need to ask Spirit about Tamar Braxton. Because, girl, I need to know what happened. I really liked Tamar on the show. I was a real fan of Tamar on the show, personally. That's kind of why I stopped watching, because I just found it boring without her. Vince. They instantly just said to me, Vince. Okay. Vince was producer of the show, is that right? They're saying to me Vince was producer of the show. Vince had something to do with production of the show. Vince didn't want her in the show. Vince didn't want her in the show. Sabotage. Wow. Yeah, okay. She just wasn't nice to be around. All the other girls have the same kind of calming demeanour, and they're all... The only one that really would have fought a bit back against Tamar would have been Loni. And Tamar knew that, and Tamar didn't mess with Loni anyway. Tamar Braxton. Yeah. That's way too many cards, Spirit. Come on. Why did Tamar leave The Real? Why did Tamar leave The Real? Why did Tamar leave The Real? Okay. Right, okay. All of these cards tell me why Tamar got kicked off The Real. Tamar just wasn't for the girls. Tamar wanted to be the star of the show. She wanted her seat to be in the centre of the table. Tamar wanted more focus to be on her. She overpowered the girls. She talked too much for a show that's meant for everyone to air their views. Lend a hand I would put with putting others first. Tamar is a one girl band, and there's nothing wrong with that. She knows what she wants, and she wants to be star of the show, okay? There is no room in Tamar's world for other women to walk alongside her, okay? And that's what she struggled with. I feel like there was also insecurities in her because of what was going on in her relationship, and Vince added fuel to that fire, blow off the steam, by stirring the pot, okay? By stirring the pot and basically just saying, yeah, you know, they have said that about you, they have said this about you, he wasn't nice to be around either, and together they were toxic, okay? And it actually came to, I feel like, and I don't even know if Tamar might know this or whether this has even been released, but I feel like what happened was the producers of the show, or the people of the show, went to Vince and said, look, this needs to change, this is how it's going to be, blah 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 blah, and Vince made the decision on her behalf. I don't think she was fired from the Real. I think the Real said, we don't want to lose Tamar, but this is what has to change, and I think Vince said, nah, forget it, we're out. And I think Vince told her that they fired her, but it was him. It was him. It was him. The way these come into the, I feel like this Give It to God is to do with Tamar's healing, and that's a separate situation in itself. And the Be Courageous, talks about the girls having to stand up for themselves, because I feel like I said, the only one who really would have stood up and spoken back to Tamar when she was feisty is Loni, and the rest of the girls felt quite threatened by her. So actually I think the reason Tamar actually left the Real was because Vince resigned on her behalf, and I don't even know if she knows that. Wow. Okay. That is it. That is the reading for the ladies of the Real. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one, and comment down below what you thought. And I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye.